Hello and welcome to the Magic the Blabbering podcast. I'm your host, Nick, with Josh. And today we're going to be talking all things Magic the Gathering news and a little bit of what's going on in our lives. And Josh, I heard you had a fun night last night. How
Yeah,
was it?
I went to a concert, also known as a ritual for this certain band that I went to, band Ghost. I don't know if you've heard of them before, but it's like this is like the fourth time I've seen them. Take my sons love them, so that was their Christmas present was tickets to the concert, and they had to wait 8 months to go. So
Oh, wow.
yeah, so we went last night. It was a good time. It was a good show. It was so they didn't allow phones inside. So you like put your
Oh,
they like put your phone in this like little case that like snaps shut, and you can only it's like one of the like security tags. You have to use a magnet or whatever to open it up. So with it, there's no phones inside, so I got one picture outside of us together, and like I don't know how I feel about the no phones thing. Like I'm pro no phones at shows because it's annoying when everybody's sitting there holding their phone up recording and you can't see, and there's all the different lights and people aren't paying attention to the show and everything. It's annoying. But like as far as like locking your phone away so that you can't use it, I don't know that I'm pro that because it's just I don't know, it's just annoying. I wanted to take some pictures inside and all that stuff, and like I don't know if they just don't want their show getting leaked out or what, but I know I saw Tool. I've seen them multiple times, and they are no phone shows, but they don't like take your phone. They just say don't use your phone, and if you get caught using your phone, then you'll be escorted out. And I mean, there's some people using their phones, but like it's not very prevalent. And I think like especially like Ghost has a very like almost cultish following. I mean, just a very awesome community of fans for the band, and like I think the community at the concert would just kind of self police, if they saw if somebody was using their phone during the show, I think that they would you know say, hey, put your phone away or whatever. But yeah, it was a good show though. I really enjoyed it. Like I wish I could have got some more pictures and stuff, but that's just the content creator in me. So, but yeah, it was a good show. I don't know. I'm wearing the shirt today, so yeah, I had a great time at the show last night with my sons. So it was fun. But how about you? You got any?
well, speaking of concerts, I got some concert stuff coming up for
Yeah.
me. I didn't go to one, but the emo night, I like to go to those. There's a venue in town called the Truman that's coming up that I'm excited to go to. I think next Friday, not this one, but the following. And then Chappell Roan is coming to town. If you know any of her music, Pink Pony Club. They're the one of my friend groups is like freaking out getting the tickets, and then the scalper in me went and noticed that they have like a pre-reg for a line to get in line to buy the tickets, but then the tickets are like an eighth of the cost of what they are selling on the secondary market. I'm like, oh no, I may have found how to be more of a scumbag.
Yeah. So
But
the emo
yeah,
night, I saw that. That's next Friday.
16th, I think. Yeah,
Okay, yeah. My wife might be interested in that.
or
She's
Saturday. This
okay.
set, yeah, at 8. Yeah, if you want to go, I'm down.
Yeah,
So it'll be
she
fun.
loves emo. We were in Vegas for MagicCon, and we were walking Fremont Street one night, and they had like an emo bar there, and so we went in, and
Oh,
yeah, it was yeah. So she's a
yeah.
child of
I
she's
didn't
a
identify as emo back in the day, and I think they've like kind of like conglomerated that word to mean like pop punk and
yeah.
other things. Like I love like Blink-182, and I mean I guess technically My Chemical Romance falls in that
Yeah,
category. But I like a lot of that music from that era. We went a few years ago, and I was like, "This is dope. They're doing it again." I'm
hmm.
like, why
I'll have to
not?
look into that. Yeah, she was emo back in the day, and so she,
She
you know,
was emo.
yeah, the hair and everything. So.
Oh, okay. You had one of those
But
mythical girls that didn't exist in my locality.
well,
Well, cool.
she was in high school, and I was raising kids already. So
Oh yeah, I forget she's a bit younger than you.
yeah,
Hold on, let
yeah,
me.
she's a 12. 12 years younger than me. So speaking of women, a few weeks ago, or a couple weeks ago now, I think the CEO of Hasbro came out and said, the player base of Magic is 30% women, which that seemed a little bit high to me. But and then he went on to say that we need to get more women in Magic, which I agree with. But
Yeah, yeah.
the way he wanted to do it was, we want to do romantic sets or romantasy, I think, and like K-pop, and it was just like it felt very pandering to women. And I know this happened. We've podcasted since then. I didn't really want to speak on it because I don't want to speak. I don't want to speak for women. They have their own voice. So I did talk to my wife a little bit, and got her thoughts on it. A little bit, but I know like her experience with Magic, and know what she likes, and what we need to do to get more women into the space. And it's not romantasy and it's not K-pop. I'll tell you that, because
Oh,
I mean some of her. So she started 2017, I think. It was right when Arena first came out. We were both doing the Arena beta together, and that's how she learned how to play, is Arena. And so she's been playing for 7-8 years now, and her two favorite sets that we've come out with, granted they're universes beyond, but Lord of the Rings and Fallout, like she absolutely loved those. She's in fact right now she's brewing a Tom Bombadil deck.
oh,
Yeah, to play Commander. She has a Tom Bombadil deck on Arena. I don't know if it's for Brawl or if it's just like a historic deck or whatever, but she plays the crap out of that. That's her favorite deck. But um, so I don't think necessarily getting these female oriented IPs is necessary. She, like I said, Lord of the Rings and Fallout were her two favorite sets, and she was talking about making a Mr. House deck, and so yeah. So it's not. I think it feels, like I said, I think it feels pandering to me, to you know ha- to just say, oh yeah, well let's make all only pink sleeves for your cards, and or pink bordered cards, or I don't know. It feels stupid to me, to say stuff like that. So I like.
I would like to chime in. The Kimmy, my ex-girlfriend,
Uh-huh.
she used to play, or she plays, I think, and she loved Avacyn Restored, and she loves
Hmm.
Angels. She liked like Avacyn was her favorite character in Magic. She loved Bloomborough, so being within it is totally fine. She also liked crossovers with things like games she played, Fallout, things like
Hmm.
that.
Yeah.
So I definitely hear that. And also, just as a personal trainer, in my recent anecdotal experience at the gym, one of the gyms I work at, we happen to have all the weights are black, except for some reason the 12s are like pink. Like there were those pink wrapped weights. I don't know why. I don't understand. But the 12s are pink, and one of my ladies, like most of my ladies don't care. No one cares. I give it to whoever. It's 12s. I don't
Yeah.
think about it. But then I hand it to her, and she's like, I don't want to use the pink weights. And I'm like, they're too girly. I'm like, you want the 15s? And then she's like, well, then she struggles with 15s to go back. But anyway, it's just funny to me. So yeah, putting all the stereotypical, the thing there, and then just plugging it in. I agree. I don't think that's the way to go. I
Yeah.
think we're hearing that.
And I've read some, comments online. Some of the other female Magic, the Gathering creators, have definitely come out with videos and stuff saying, what they were speaking for women. So this is just me parroting what they've said. And number one thing is, having more inclusive, spaces, and not guys being creeps. And because so my wife, she had a pretty, not a terrible experience, but she did had a severely not fun experience at MagicCon. I think it was 23. She has a really funny story about it. So if you ever see her, ask her a story
Okay.
about MagicCon. She'll know what you're
Oh
talking
no.
about. I forget the guy's name. I don't know. It's probably Chad or something. But she was playing. So I went off with my son because we had an event we were doing together, and she's like, "Oh, I'll just go grab some, Commander games over here or whatever." And somehow she ended up in a two-player commander game. So it was like head-to-head commander, and it was with this guy, and he was just a terrible, like, transphobe and all kinds of stuff. And she's she didn't find this out until like through the course of the game, and he was just being a real tool and just like very misogynistic and all this stuff. Anyways, so she ended up he it was he thought he was going to win. She ended up winning, and he just like grabbed his stuff and left. I'll let her tell you the whole story, but that's
Oh
how
my
how it
God.
ended. It's a very 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 funny play that she had. So, but that was her.
Wow.
That was the second MagicCon we went to, and that was her experience. And so ever since then, I've kind of like tried to like shield her. So I've joined, all these like women centered like groups and discords and stuff to try to find a place for her to play safely. After that, after that incident at MagicCon, I kind of went into protector mode and stuff, and to try to find her safe spaces. And like there was I think it was a few months ago, we were even at my friend's house, and she had a bad experience there with like not necessarily my friends, but a group, people in the group that we were playing with, and she had a bad experience there, and she's like, I'm never going back over there, and so like even then, like even at your friend's house, you've got to you know take care of, if you have women in your life, make a space for them, and don't be a dick, don't make them feel uncomfortable, make them feel welcome. And it was just apparently, talking to my other friends, that this player is kind of like that, to everyone. So it wasn't necessarily because she
Oh,
was a woman, but she just didn't really feel not safe, but it just wasn't a pleasant experience for her. So
unfriendly,
yeah, it was
unfriendly
very
environment.
unfriendly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Which
um,
we just don't want anyway, because that just breeds
exactly. Yeah.
repulsion. Like, who wants to join a environment where people are, not being nice, not being amicable, being like,
Yeah.
aggressive,
It just
things like that.
I, I don't know, man. It's really tough, like, because I see it all the time. Like I follow all the all these other female content creators online, and I see like the comments they get, and I'm just like face palming, and it's like, Jesus Christ, come on, guys. What are you doing? Like, I saw this comment the other day that just really bothered me. This guy's like, his only comment was like, "You're really pretty. You should have more followers than you do." And I was just like, "What the fuck?
Oh my
What?
God.
Are you kidding me?" Yeah, and I didn't say anything because and that's weird too for me. It's like, do I say something and like stick up for this content creator, or like, because I don't want to like step in where and let her handle it. But like, I don't know if they're like, you know, too afraid to handle it or whatever. And so it's kind of a fine line. It's kind of a hard thing for me as a fellow content creator. When do I step in and say something? Like, if it was another guy, I would let him handle it. I feel like, I don't know. It's tough. I don't want to like get accused of virtue signaling or white knighting or whatever. And so yeah, it's kind of tough being out in that environment, um,
Well, if we want
for women. And
any fellow content creators want to come on and like have this discussion with us, try to educate us on what we don't see. In my life, I've experienced like, I'm a big giant white guy. I work out, so it's gotten worse. I used to be even bigger, like fatter or whatever. So I was just a large white guy. So I never really understood when it's like I can't go out at this time of the night, right? I'm like, I'm not safe, and I'm like, what do you mean? You know, like
yeah,
because I don't experience that like the day to day. Most people leave me alone. Like it's just stay out of my face,
yeah,
or else. But then on the flip side, if you see someone like me walking out, you might, when you're by yourself in the middle of the night, you might be like, oh my God, anything could happen.
yeah,
So if you have that type of mentality, and I'm not saying me, but like you see somebody who can literally, you know, obviously overpower you, that's scary. So
yeah,
that's why all of my partners have like carried like mace or some sort of item on them to like keep themselves safe or try to keep themselves more safe. So it's just tough. And that's just in that way. Then you
hmm
have the, whole meta of just being socially nice or socially conditioned. I remember back playing Magic back in the day. It was like an anomaly when a woman was.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, there's the girl player. And then you'd have certain situations where it's like, oh, she's, attractive or whatever. And everyone's like, oh, we got to meet her. We all got to try to jock to be her boyfriend. And then you have the other
Yeah.
ones where it's like, we're not going to talk to her, or you'll have the player who loses to her and then they throw a goddamn tantrum because they lost to a woman. And
Yeah.
it's like, where are you coming from, man? Like, you already shouldn't be thinking that.
Yeah.
Like, it shouldn't matter. Like,
Yeah,
you're
it's
gonna lose to that 12-year-old in a second anyway. So you just,
exactly. I was just about to say
you
that,
know,
yeah. Because I've done that. I've
so
done that. I've lost to as many kids as I have women, and so yeah,
yeah, it's like it doesn't matter. It's the player. It's a game. They're an
yeah.
individual. They have, you know, treat them with respect. Treat them with dignity. Try not to immediately hit on them. I'm sorry.
Oh
Maybe
yeah,
this magic shop isn't the first place to shoot your shot. You know,
right. Yeah, exactly.
sorry. Is this the first time you've if going to the magic shop is the first time you've seen a woman in a while? You need to go outside. You need to go outside and go to some events and be in some places where there are women so you can at least understand them.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
that's it really helps. Go to the gym, go to like community centers like the YMCA. I work at the YMCA. There's a lot of women there, very women dominated space. It's different and they're nice and you can learn to talk to them and you don't have to hit them on all of them. You just talk to them and they can be your friends and then you can know what it's like to behave and they'll
Mm,
clue you in on all those things you're missing out on. Like, oh, this is weird. Why? Oh, because this is my experience because I'm a woman. And
yeah.
then you can have, then you can now, instead of being awkward and being like, so I'm going to stand behind you and breathe really hard while I try to like ask you to trade, I'll be like, hi, my name is, just like you would to anyone else,
Yeah.
just the regular thing. But, they're teenagers. I'll give the teenagers and some of these people are a little sheltered. I'm not really giving them a pass, but nowadays your past a lot worse. Like back in the day, you could say things were worse because there wasn't even any voices for this. Now the voices are here. People are making the statements known. This goes for all different demographics.
Hmm.
You know, mind your manners. Be aware. Don't, not everyone's going to get the weird in joke that's in your little nest online
Yeah,
or be an
like
edge lord.
I mean, just pretend like it's your mom or your sister. Like, would you treat your
Well,
mom
I
like
think I
that?
think that's part of the problem. I think that's part of the problem. It's like some of these people's moms let them walk all over them, and
Yeah,
then they pass it along.
that's true.
So but yes, treat it as though it is someone of value to you,
Yeah,
please. Yeah, please do that. Someone
yeah,
you respect.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. Um, yeah, my wife. So this year at MagicCon, I um, set up a game for my wife to play with. It was all females, because she told me that that's something that she wanted to do is just play with all females, and she played with these two twin girls that were there, and they were so sweet, and they had like the saddest story. Like they played like in high school, they played Magic, and like they just got like very creeped out going to Magic every Friday, and they had some terrible things said to them, whatever, and so they quit. And then it was sometime in college they got back into Magic, and they're just like, fuck you guys. We're not going to let you keep us down. And so they got back into Magic, and they play a lot, and they were this like sweetest girls like ever, and my wife had such a great time playing with them. And it's just I was just like, you know what, good for you. And
Yeah.
also, I was just like, you know what, that sucks, and I wish that didn't happen, and we could do better. So yeah, I
Yeah. And
think
that's what we're advocating for. I'm happy to hear
yeah,
that.
it's just it's really the environment. It's not the sets. It's not the cards. Um, is the the feedback that I'm seeing is for Hasbro is we need we need a better community, and that's what
Yeah.
matters more than the cards or the sets or what faces are on the cards. So
But I do want to say I want to drill back down. It's coming full circle. I want to drill back down into those two things they talked about. It was romanticized sets and it was K-pop.
Uh huh.
I don't know what romanticized sex means. That's vague enough that I'm like, that could be anything. I don't know. Maybe we should
Romanticy,
ask.
they said. I'm
Yeah,
guessing it's like the old Fabio like novels. You know
yeah. Oh,
like the I
oh
don't know
man. I
the
didn't expect that. I was thinking maybe
like a
like
50 Shades of
Twilight or
like a
something, you
Fifty
know?
Shades of Grey secret
Oh,
lair or something. I
oh
don't
my
know.
God. Oh no. Oh
Yeah,
gosh.
no, I think it's that.
I do personally know, and I have met some women online who are talking about the types of books they read.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah,
maybe
that's I think that's what they were talking about. So
that'll
yeah.
be wild. I was more thinking what I wanted to drill down on is the K-pop one actually is kind of funny because I actually listened to a little bit of K-pop. My roommate listens to K-pop, and ever since that happened, we were all talking about the K-pop one. So that one might actually just be more like a double demographic. So I think as weird as that sounds, it's like I think that applies to everybody,
Yeah.
women or
I mean, they
female
had
or women or male.
what was the secret lair? The Hatsune Miku, is that K-pop?
Yes,
So
I bought those. No,
yeah.
it's not. It's not K-pop. It's something else.
Okay, okay.
That's
I'm a
that's
48-year-old white man. I don't know a whole lot about K-pop,
yeah.
so you have to forgive me.
Yeah, that's Vocaloids. That's what Hatsune Miku is. She's like the original Vocaloid. It's like
Okay.
hologram women. K-pop's just usually a girl band from Korea,
Yeah.
and that's basically it. And a
But
lot of them are into
it
genres
doesn't
that
have to be
didn't go with
girls,
the movies.
right?
No,
Like
no,
Is
that's
it
true. Yeah, yeah.
BTS? Is that like a K-pop band? They're like guys,
Yes,
right?
BTS,
Yeah.
boy band or girl band. I don't think
Okay.
they're mixed up to my knowledge, but yeah, it's boy
Oh,
band,
okay.
girl. So like NSYNC and Spice Girls, think like
Gotcha.
that. You
Gotcha.
know, it's like that type of thing. But it's all like very. I think they do a lot of dancing and they do like individual and drama stuff.
Yeah.
Anyway, it was just funny when I heard my buddy go, "Oh, I need to build the Twice deck, which is a K-pop band and stuff like that." I was like, "Oh, BTS Commander deck, Twice, all these different things." So it was just funny to me because I was like, "That one makes sense." I don't know what romance is, but that one makes sense. So
So
I'm curious to see where that goes.
do you know who Baby Metal is? Is that considered K-pop?
No, that's J. That they're Japanese, I think. So
Oh,
they would
yeah.
be
Okay.
J. They're J metal, I guess, or J rock. Probably J metal. So it's K if it's
It's
Korean.
Korean,
It's
yeah.
J if it's
Japanese, yeah.
Japanese.
Okay.
I think Baby Metal's from Japan. But yeah, I've been to their concert.
Have
Actually,
you?
me and one of my
I
magic
love
friends.
Baby Metal,
Yeah,
yeah. Yeah, they
yeah.
were
I
here.
went to one.
They were here just a few years ago.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I went and I actually ran into one of our a friend of mine who plays Magic there. I didn't
Oh
know he was
yeah.
going to be there, and we're like, "Hey!" It was pretty cool.
Yeah.
So it's our concert cast today.
Yeah, it is. So,
That's
speaking
awesome.
of women and magic, I think we've got a new woman card spoiled this week on accident. It
Yeah,
was it I think it was on
Gwenum.
yeah, it was on the back. So the way it got like released is it was on like a PDF sent out to WPN stores about upcoming products, and this was I'm thinking this is going to be the gift bundle promo because I believe it's on the back of
Mhm.
the gift bundle or something. So I've the the image is um, very pixelated, so I'm surprised it was able to be translated. Yeah, so it was like a very small image, I guess, and so very low quality. But people have gone through and translated it to figure out what it is, and
I mean, this is like you reading the card without your glasses, right?
no, I don't have that
No,
bad of
I'm
I don't
just
have that
messing
bad
with
at
you.
eyesight, but um,
I'm sure somebody does. They're like, I've had to
this is
squint at
like
something when I lost my glasses.
this is like if I was trying to read the card wearing somebody else's glasses.
Yeah, there you go.
It's very pixelated. You can't hardly tell what it is. The art is it's very potato quality photo that we got, but some people have translated it, and I'm pretty actually excited about this card because it's basically a Bolus's Citadel on a body. So
Yeah, let me read the card.
yeah, go
It's
ahead and read the card and
Gwenum.
keep in mind that this may not be the exact like wording of the card. This is what we think it is based on these very low quality photos. Because this was taken basically like like a very small like part of an image on a advertisement that the WPN stores got. So go ahead and read it, but keep in mind that this may not be the final card.
Gwenum, Remorseless, 3 black for a legendary creature, symbiote spider hero. Death Touch, Lifelink. Whenever Gwenum attacks until the end of turn, you may look at and play cards from the top. Play the top card of your library at any time, and you may play cards from the top of your library. If you cast a spell this way, pay life equal to its mana value rather than pay its mana cost, and it's 4/4. So I think should have said lands and spells. So you basically play lands or spells off the top of your deck by paying life instead. Obviously, lands don't cost you any
Mm-hmm.
life, but you can only play one a turn. So yeah, I attack. I get Willis' Citadel temporary.
Yep.
Um, Sweet card.
Without the 10 damage clause on it. Yeah.
And you
So
gain 4 because you just attacked for 4. And she
yeah.
doesn't have to be around after she attacks. It's like that's the way the game is for the turn.
Right. Yeah. It's
So
like the what do they call those delayed triggers?
this isn't a delayed trigger. It's a triggered ability, and it just lasts for the end of the turn. Kind of like Giant Growth. When you Giant Growth something,
Yeah.
um, even though it's just an effect that's in for the turn. But yeah, no reflexive trigger here. It just changes the rules of the game until the end of the turn.
Yeah.
Pretty good card.
I love Bolus's Citadel. I built, when it was in standard, I built Bolus's Citadel decks for standard. It's super fun, but like this, everybody's talking about making this their commander, but like I don't know that there's a whole lot of cards that you're gonna be able to play a mono black that are gonna gain you the life back. Besides her life link, is really the only way to gain life here. I know there's some cards in black that are going to be able to gain life, but I feel like I would build um, probably an Abzan deck with this and put this in the 99 with the Bolas of Citadel and just have a second copy of Citadel. But what do you think about this?
I think it's like a fun mono black commander because it's so I'm not a big fan of Full Citadel actually. I think that card's pretty rough. It's like, haha, I can play everything. It's like a weird omniscience that sometimes is
Yeah,
busted, sometimes is a little soft. You get
it's
lucky when they're
risky.
like, oh, land, yeah,
It's a risky
or they
omniscience.
kill
Yeah,
themselves. Yeah.
yeah,
Um, it's a good card. Obviously, like I think my roommate plays it in every single black deck because it's just like, well,
of
I just
course.
play everything. Because he's very staple minded. But this card, I got to work for it a little bit. It pays me. It's temporary. It's on a body. It's a 4/4. This would be a really fair, fun mono black commander, I think, because like you're not getting surprised. It's not like it's just boom. And then
Yeah.
in a deck, it's still again a creature. You get a lot of opportunity to deal with it. It's a sweet creature. I think I like it. Mono black has like a weird thing with commanders where like they kind of they need to do a lot of the
Hmm.
time to be relevant. And she's a little soft. She's a lot of mana. If she was a 4 drop, I think she'd be a little better.
Yeah.
But that effect is really worth it. So if you can get it going and then manipulate your deck with like top or have some of the exile cards off the deck, you can really play a ton of cards. I don't think you're going to do anything like storm off. I mean, you could,
Yeah,
but that'd be hard to do. Oop.
there's that one creature
But
from one of the like Guilds of Ravnica sets where you could pay life and surveil. So you can manipulate the top of your
oh
library
yeah,
and use it that way. But um, yeah,
I
I'm.
thought that card was so broken. What is that card? The
It's like a six
Surveil Demon.
six.
I thought that card was so busted.
Yeah, it's a six like a six
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 six flying
flyer.
trampler for 5.
Yeah, and then you pay.
Yeah, and
I
it's
think
like pay 2 life and surveil 2.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I thought that card was so broken. I was like, why did they make this card? And then I played it in practice and it's like, well, you either die or it's a pretty big dude. But that was back before all the cards weren't crazy and
Yeah.
stats still kind of mattered. Now it's like, what does it do? And so now I'm like, I guess since it doesn't actually draw you a card, it's fine. Best thing to do with that guy is you just bring your life total like nothing, and then you kill everybody, then or you mill your deck. But still,
Yeah.
sweet.
So there's a
Yeah,
lot of surveil effects in black to take advantage of this. I don't know. There's a lot of
yeah. I
scry
think we're up
effects,
to
but
three surveils that are like read the bones that
hmm
surveil instead of read.
yeah,
So in mono black, so I think like you just start flipping those, and you're just like, cool. I'll draw 2, mill 2, make sure I leave the card. That
yeah.
well, I guess it doesn't work quite that way,
Make sure
but
there's not a land on the top of my deck, basically.
yeah, just keep moving through the cards. Use all my Yeah, it's a sweet card. I'm a fan. I'm
Yeah,
happy
and I
happy to
mean
see a cool
also,
Spider-Man card.
also starting at 40 life rather than 20, like when I was playing at standard, you have a lot more cushion there too. So
Yeah. Well, and it's gonna be a standard playable card, right? It's in the
yeah,
maybe.
it's
Okay.
yeah, the set has, you can tell it's not the spider symbol, which was from the welcome decks. You could tell that the from even from the little grainy image that you could tell it's from the main set. So and yeah, the only reason we're talking about this, because it is on Scryfall, and if it's on Scryfall, then it's not really considered a leak. It is, it's technically a spoiler. So um, yeah, that's the only reason we're talking about this when it hasn't officially been, um, you know, spoiled by Wizards or anybody. So just wanted to throw that out there.
Every time I see the every time I see that set symbol, the little Spider-Man head,
Uh huh.
you know that like trumpet sounds like doodle doodle doo, like when it
Yeah.
goes like in and out with the image. That's all I think about when I see it. I'm like doodle doodle doo. Oh, it's Spider-Man. Uh, those old timey sound effects. But yeah, love this card. Cool. Spider-Man's looking a little better every day. I'm like, I just keep giving me cards. Let me see what I like.
Yeah.
Um, Interesting set so far. Um, what else do we have in the day in Magic? We had some cancellations, it sounds like.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know if you've seen the Ultimate Guard debacle. So I think which Gen Con was over the weekend, and they decided to release some new products. They released some Harry Potter deck boxes, which didn't set well with the community, understandably. And they also released the Edge of Eternity's deck box, and the artist who drew the art noticed that, hey, this, I didn't draw this part, and I guess in order to fit the image around the entire deck box, they filled it in with, I'm guessing, like Photoshop generative fill or something. Um, and
Oh wow.
yeah, so he called him out on it, and there's a meme, kind of a meme now. They use the Ultimate Guard response to his post, and it says, "We are internally investigating this," or we are investigating this internally. And so yeah, so
Yep.
so I did use that actually meme, and it's kind of funny. So I noticed you didn't clean your room up. There, you got some stuff on your couch. I don't know if you saw the
Yeah,
comment
yeah.
on our last podcast.
I
It
know.
said,
What did somebody say?
it said, "Bro, if you're you should clean your room before you go public." And I assume he wasn't talking about me. Um,
Yeah, it's probably me. Yeah,
and so I
it's fine.
posted that comment on Blue Sky, and then I also replied to the comment with the Ultimate Guards thing. It said, "We are investigating this internally." So Nick, this is your formal warning that you need to clean your room or blur your background
Okay.
before you podcast next
Yeah, I gotta blur my background again.
time. So yeah, so the
I don't give a shit. You live my life for one day. Screw you.
yeah, so Ultimate Guard got a lot of blowback from those two decisions within the span of 1 or 2 days over the weekend. So I woke up on Saturday to like all my discords were blowing up, like, yeah, Ultimate Guard's having a real bad day right now, and all this stuff. So
Wow, that's
yeah.
hilarious. And then that
So
that little bit actually makes me almost confirmed if they're making Harry Potter stuff that we're crossing over with Harry Potter for Strixhaven later in the year, right?
So
Isn't that one of the sets
it
coming out?
is, yeah, and like, so there's two things. I heard that I seem to recall that the original Strixhaven set was going to be Harry Potter, and they decided against it and just made it its own Magic IP. I don't see them going back on that, especially like I know that they're owned by a soulless company, Hasbro, but I don't. I mean, there's a lot of trans folks that work for Wizards and design cards and design sets, and I don't feel like that would go over. I feel like Hasbro can strong arm Wizards into a lot of things, but I don't think that they could strong arm them into this, because like Wizards knows their audience and knows that this would, like, people would quit the game I think this would be the straw that broke the back for a lot of people if that happened. I feel like a lot of the people that work for Wizards would just flat out refuse. Feel like they would quit. Yeah, I don't think if they tried that, I don't think it would go over at all. So,
Yeah, I'm curious. I just wonder because I know Hasbro still makes toys and you see them
uh
in
huh,
Target for Harry Potter, so it's not like she's not making money. And I'm not saying that is anything. It's just would be interesting to me to see how much Papa Hasbro decides to tell Magic the Gathering, we were trying to get more money out of you.
yeah.
Do Harry Potter,
I
And
mean, I
I'm not saying I'm not advocating for it. I'm just saying I'm interested because that's obviously where it leaned. But there's other IPs you can cross over with too that'll probably work just as good.
or
So
you could just not. I mean, you could just have
or
magic.
not, yeah. You can just
They,
well, I'm just saying. I'm just
yeah,
saying now.
they've already.
I'm at this point. I'm conditioned. I was like, we did Edge of Eternities. Where's Star Wars? Where's Star Trek? Like, my brain is just like expecting it.
Yeah, yeah,
So
um, yeah. We've already got Strixhaven. It's already established. I don't see them, changing it at all. So,
no,
especially,
no change to it. Just like using it as like secret layer, like
oh,
skins and
I
stuff like
got you.
that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like not redoing, not making another world or doing the set.
I
Just
see what
like,
you're
oh
saying.
well, crossover. Yeah,
Yeah.
like I don't. I hope not. Obvious for
Whew,
obvious
yeah.
reasons because for some reason J.K. Rowling, well, will always get money out of that. So, and obviously is a big problematic figure
Yeah.
to be attached to that IP. Unfortunately, all those other people who made that franchise great have to suffer because of them. So, because of
Yeah.
that person. So,
Yeah, and
which,
people were bringing up like Dragon Shield made or does make Harry Potter sleeves. And then so it's like tough. It's tough, especially being a content creator and you're like trying to partner with these brands, and like obviously there's like a lot of the content creators that partner with Ultimate Guard don't have the same, like they are not on board with what they're doing. And it's
right.
like, do you like how do you end that relationship, and like that's your livelihood, and it just sucks when companies make bad decisions and the content creators are stuck paying for it. So
Well,
it's
it's kind of that to me. I sometimes think, and I'm not saying we can't ask for better from our corporations, but sometimes it's like you're throwing out the baby with the bathwater. And some people will say that for everything. This, like when it's an insidious, like whole company wide thing, boom, get them.
yeah.
And I think even if you see some bad, get them. But when you see like, a thing, like I'm talking more about like the AI thing, it's like somebody made that decision. I don't know who
Hmm.
made that decision. Not a good idea. We're going to tell you. That doesn't mean our Ultimate Guard is awful in total.
Well, they're
And
yeah. I mean,
obviously,
because they are investigating it internally.
yeah, they're investigating it internally. Okay. But who's to say? I mean, it's nice. I err on the side of being a little jaded towards corporations because we live in America.
Yeah.
But little a, little b. Just interesting how that goes. Hopefully they'll respond. And it's we talked about this a little bit before the podcast, but it's kind of interesting to be looking at like Ultimate Guard. We're mad because uh, you're using fake material or like AI stuff.
Hmm.
So stuff that's not paying the artists and stuff that it's built off of. And then we're mad on the Harry Potter front because we can't get rid of the artist who
Yeah.
made the thing
Yeah.
in the first place so we can keep the thing and get rid of them,
Yeah.
which is just it's like it's such a funny world we live in when you can experience both these realities at the same time and they're
Hmm.
both problematic.
Yeah. Well, at least
So,
at least Ultimate Guard didn't try to gaslight us about the AI stuff, and like I don't know if you remember, it was last year, year before. Wizard of the Coast made a advertisement for, I forget what it was for, one of the sets or something, and it was very clearly like an AI background with like actual pictures of the cards on it, and
uh,
everybody was calling them out on this AI generated background, and they like doubled down and said no, it's not AI generated, and people were like going and like picking out like very specific things about the image that were very very clearly AI generated, and it was a whole thing, yeah. And so at least Ultimate Guard is not gaslighting us about the AI generated fill, and they're like, we'll
yeah,
find out, maybe it is, maybe it isn't, so.
yeah. It's funny too because I've noticed that I think on Twitter there was like it's interesting to see how smart some people are because I don't know any of these chronically online people that you
Uh-huh.
see, but they'll like go into like all this like metadata of like how like an image is made or how a
Yeah.
soundbite is worked, and this is how you know. And I'm like, oh my God, I didn't.
Well,
Who
yeah,
who knows this?
like the Epstein
Yeah,
video,
like
like
oh
the
my God.
Epstein video, you know.
Then you
So,
start listening, you're like, these people like they know some stuff. Like, wow. I'm
yeah.
like, obviously I'm not educated in this realm, but it's fascinating. I'm always like, whoa, yeah, tell me more of how you authenticated that to that degree.
Yeah, I mean,
It's kind of like when I
when you take a picture,
you ever play
there's
Among Us back when that was out?
yeah, oh
Did you
yeah,
ever play
yeah,
Among Us when that
yeah,
was out?
yeah.
So we were playing Among Us and you had to lie.
Uh-huh.
And one of my friends got so good at the game that I like lied that I was doing like, a task.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, "You were at that task too long. It took you too long to do that task. It takes about 30 seconds to do that task." I'm like, "What?"
Yeah, I had
And
that
then they
too.
believe me, and they.
I had that too, and I was like, man, I just suck at this game. What are you talking about?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
But I just remember I'm like, this is so like metadata. I'm like, bro,
yeah,
chill.
yeah. A lot of people don't know when you take a picture like on your phone, like it tells you the date, the time, even the
Mhm.
location, and all what aperture your camera was set at, and yeah.
Yeah, it's
And
crazy. You don't. It
same way
just
the
tags it
videos.
all.
I didn't. I mean, I knew the this metadata existed, um, but I didn't know like with the specifically the video, the Epstein video, that uh, that you could tell like if it had been edited and by like what program and all that stuff. So yeah, it was pretty crazy.
Yeah, or like when you look at a URL and you go to a website, if you change some of the things in the URL, if you
Yeah,
know full of what's in the URL, you can manipulate the web page by just editing the URL, which
yeah.
is cool.
And you
I'm
can
like, oh, I didn't
find
know that you could
like
do that.
sometimes you can like go into the root of their website and specifically go to certain things. I've had to do that actually with Wizard stuff because I don't know
Oh,
if you know. Yeah, so um, they used to give out when we did the pre-releases, they would give out the deck checklist, and it was all the
mhm.
cards from the new set on one sheet. And
Yeah.
I always use those for my sets, like checking off my cards because I had two spots on there, and I would check one for a regular version, one for foil version, and I would put those in my three ring binders, and they became really hard to find. Um, and so the PDFs, and so yeah, I would go into the Wizards website, and um, if you found one, then you could kind of try to guess what
Manipulate the
the
page.
file name was, yeah, to pull up the others and stuff. So yeah,
That's
so
so cool.
but
See? See? Use those noggin. Use that noggin.
I
There's a lot of information just sitting there abundant. And if you can read it and use it, you can manipulate. It's so
yeah.
interesting.
Um,
Okay.
One good thing about all these company cancellations that I've found is a lot of people online, especially like over on Blue Sky Twitter, um, they're posting, "Hey, you don't like this company? Here's three different companies that are owned by players or people in the Magic community." That you can get these same products from, and I found two or three different companies that I didn't know about that made products. I don't know if you know the company Quiver Time or Quiver. They make the like deck box holders. Um,
Oh, yes, yes, yes.
yeah, they make sleeves apparently too, and so
Oh,
if you're looking for sleeves, you can go. There's other companies out there besides Ultimate Guard, and these other companies that make sleeves that you can go check out, and there's a lot of companies that
yeah.
are
Vote with your dollars. If you don't
yeah,
like what you're hearing or seeing or some behavior they're doing, you vote with your dollars. That'll change behavior like that.
yeah, yeah,
Like
and
that.
you're supporting a company that gives back to the players too. So because they're they're players themselves, they're part of the community, and I would rather go support them than I would some soulless corporation. So
Yeah, yeah. Less soulless corporation. So anyway, let's
yeah,
keep supporting Hazard real quick, and let's keep talking about Magic the Gathering.
yeah, yeah.
So
That's tough. That's tough.
it's tough. It's tough because it gets into our lives, and then all these things. We have opinions. We're humans. People making are humans.
Yeah.
They're trying to do what's best for them or their shareholders.
I choose,
It's the world we
I
live in.
choose to support the employees of Wizards of the Coast. So I don't,
Yeah.
I don't want to see them out of a job. That means I'm
Yeah.
out of a job.
I don't think they have to. I don't think you got to worry about it. They made so much money on Final Fantasy, and I'm with the pre-orders for.
Yeah,
If it, I guess we haven't talked about this. The pre-orders for Spider-Man, I think, are already for their collector boxes are going over 1,000 already.
yeah.
So I don't think we have to worry about them going hungry anytime
So
soon.
unfortunately,
Uh,
I think like that's a byproduct of, you see these Pokemon guys, uh, they see a way to make a buck, and they see, saw what happened with Final Fantasy, and so now they're going hard on Spider-Man, and they're going to go hard on Avatar, and are they going to go that hard on Lorwyn? Like they're going to get to a set, they're going to get to another Murders at Karlov Manor, and they're going to lose their ass on it, and hopefully, and
it really depends on the market demand and the how deep their pockets are. I know they've been doing this with Pokemon long enough. They have bots and they're buying all over.
mm-hmm.
You kind of get to a point where you have like all this endless cash. If the way they're doing it is just buying everything and they're still making that same type of money on the Pokemon side, they're really not going to run out of money because Pokemon's
Yeah,
consistent, repeated, kind of like Magic used to be. And now, Magic, on the other hand, it just has to become unattractive enough to
yeah,
them. So it has to have lost money for an amount of time. So when your pocket is that deep, it really is going to depend. Because let's say I'm that guy, I'm like the max Pokemon dude, and I'm the Rudy of Pokemon, except I'm like bigger, right? Like I get all the boxes, I put them in my like big storage place, and then I just hold them hostage until the prices are high enough, and I let them go to the market as
yeah,
I need, so I can hit that high sell rate. Now, I don't know if they're doing that with Pokemon. I don't know if that's actually their behavior. If the behavior of the Pokemon guys is more flipping it on credit and stuff, they will hit a wall. They're not. It's not infinite money, but it just depends. I don't know. If you're really smart money, you'd probably doing this in multiple asset classes. You're doing that with shoes. You're doing it with everything you could
yeah,
do, just moving your big pile of money around. I don't know. I don't know whose hands are in the pot. Is it Elon Musk buying the pot? I don't know.
yeah.
If he's doing it, we're done. It's just like good. Get him into Magic will never fail.
Yeah, I just hope like Jake Paul or Logan Paul don't start opening magic packs because you saw what it did to Pokemon.
I mean, we're close. We're close.
Yeah,
I remember we've
I
been
think it
having
was
struggles even buying stuff online.
yeah, I think it was Steve Aoki started opening Magic, and I was just like, oh God, please no,
Well, we
just
had
don't.
Post Malone crossover
Yeah,
already. We had
that's
our Post
true.
Malone. He's
Yeah,
pretty popular.
yeah,
I think
but
Magic's just has a high enough threshold of difficulty to get into, and I think already kind of in the zeitgeist for the people who are aware of it, think of it as expensive. And it doesn't have like, as actually, I think in our current zeitgeist, it's not as entrenched as Pokemon is. Like the people buying
yeah,
Pokemon singles are like, I played this video game in 1996, 97, 98, maybe 2001, 2, 3, maybe even later than that. But they're all like, Pokemon's like the foundation game. Like if you are a kid getting
yeah,
the game in, you're probably playing Pokemon. So it's just like in your brain, you need your favorite Pokemon,
yeah,
and then it's also been repopularized. So and that's just for random art. Like it's not
yeah.
for
It is.
gameplay as
Yeah,
much as Magic is. I'm not
yeah,
saying they don't play the game, but it's like I
hmm
gotta bust this Sylveon or was it Umbreon or this Charizard or this fat Pikachu. It's not like no one's really doing that in Magic. We're like doing it based on like true scarcity of a card, like the Chocobo,
yeah,
or like serialized. We're doing it for cards playability still. Like cards are still coming out, and it's like, oh, I'm Vivi. I'm like the most expensive card because I'm good. Also on
yeah.
the character.
I want
So
people to come over and play Magic the Gathering, and not open Magic the Gathering. Just
right.
specifically not open. So solely open. I want
I
people to
think we
come
will
play. So
know. I think we will know we're going to have that problem when you start seeing cards that are actively awful to play with be highly expensive.
yeah.
Like, like I think we're seeing trends of that, but nothing too crazy. Like, imagine if that was a secret rendezvous with the different characters.
hmm
Imagine that card was a mythic rare and it was like hard to get.
yeah.
Card's like awful. I mean, maybe you can play Commander. Awful card mythic rare cards $40, which I think actually they did get up to it for a moment. So that's the
Wow.
type of behavior that's going to be indicative of whether or not Magic's going to be played for the game or for the
Yeah.
collectability.
I mean, you're already seeing, like I said on one of our podcasts before, I was like, I'm not really going to buy Final Fantasy stuff. I'm just going to wait, a couple years from it all to be garage sales. And I think,
Yeah,
you
it's already
said,
happening.
yeah, you said it's going to be sooner than that. And yeah, I feel like it's already happening. I've seen, I go on Facebook Marketplace and I see, people selling boxes of opened Final Fantasy stuff, like bundle boxes full of Final Fantasy cards, and trying to get rid of them. And so
Yeah.
we're already at that point, and it has only
Well,
been
the weak
a few
hands.
months.
Well, there's a lot of people who like buy and resell immediately. They're trying to make like $5.
Uh-huh.
They're not trying to make anything. So those hands right now, I think, are getting weak. You can only hold that money for so long before you have to redo it. If you're the person making that tiny arbitrage, you got to keep it pumping. So you're making like your $5 and you're happy. All that money is going to go back until we get the reprint run, and then once that's gone in like a year or two, then the big money up. But if any singles you wanted just for playing, you shouldn't have a problem.
Yeah.
It'll go. Now, if you're playing standard, I'm worried for you whenever you get like a Vivi or a Sephiroth or a Cloud that's like four of in a deck that you
Yeah.
need. I was surprised Vivi was what, $50. I'm waiting for us to get some Jace the Mind Sculptor plus. I mean, Shieldred was like 80, but she was an
Hmm.
in-universe thing. The confluence of a Shieldred being like a high game character or high playability, high collectability, that's when we're gonna hit the explosion. When everyone's like, "Oh, this is the best card to play with for every format," and I can't get
Yeah.
it because this dude over here likes the IP and is rich. You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
so that's kind of where I fear Magic could go. Hasn't happened quite yet. It's just expensive.
Yeah.
Getting boxes, but you can still get your play boxes, and now play boxes have more value, I think. So I think that's a good place to
Well,
be
yeah, I saw
because when
something.
we had the three-box system, it was like this one's good, this one's kind of
Yeah.
like okay, and this one sucks. So now it's like good and decent, like
Yeah,
fine.
in fact, I saw something this morning. So Card Kingdom was buying non-foil VVs for like $10 more than the foils because so many more foils have been opened than
Yeah,
non-foils. It's
yeah,
yeah,
that
it's
happened with Lord of the Rings too. It was like you could get the alternate version for cheaper for a while,
yeah,
and then suddenly those all go away, and then they go back up. It's
yeah.
yeah, because
So
it's
well,
everyone's opening those.
yeah. Uh, but yeah, I'm enjoying Edge of Eternity right now. So we I got my, I didn't buy any boxes of Final Fantasy. I did buy some bundles just so I'd have, um, you know, I'm going to open some. I have packs here, Final Fantasy, that I've gotten here and there. But I bought the bundles just so I'd have the boxes to, store them on my shelf. But I really didn't buy any like collector boxes or set booster boxes for that set. But I did buy Edge of Eternity, so I've got, a couple play booster boxes and some bundles and stuff, and we've been playing that over the weekend, and super fun set. So I'm really enjoying that right now.
Yeah, people been playing some Edge of Eternities here, having fun. That Commander deck apparently is pretty good. The Precon, the
The
Jund one.
Jund one, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, so pretty interesting time.
yeah.
Sad I missed out on. I don't know if I'm sad. I've just keep doing these weird secret lair things. Like, how am I supposed to know you're gonna make this like accompaniment? And then I found out they have the basic land, so it made them like a no-brainer to buy. They're gone now, so so it's
Hmm.
like
Yeah,
just
the
chaos.
basic lands look really cool.
They do.
Yeah,
They are really cool.
so
So you got to get them
yeah,
for you got to get them for the collection.
I do. Yeah, yeah. Because I
It's
so
expensive.
I'm I think 44 cards away from having all of them now, and then I'm gonna start on the foils and promos. So that's
That's
gonna
gonna
be
be an expensive adventure.
yeah, a whole new. That's gonna take a lot longer than this one. This one, I think I've been doing it for about a year now. So
Okay.
yeah, I'm super close. Most of them are alpha beta cards. Um, I have over half the alpha, which is only 10 lands, and then I think I'm missing 10 of the beta, and then just a bunch of random like Commander Master stuff and Commander Legends, and just
Do you have the Arabian Nights Mountain?
um, okay. So I don't yet. Um, I don't know if you saw, I sold a bunch of cards to Card Kingdom, turned them in for credit. a couple weeks ago, and that's going to be my next purchase is the Arabian Nights
Nice.
Mountain. So yeah,
I was trying to think of expensive lands. I'm like, okay, there's the Arabian
that's the
Nights
most
Mountain.
expensive one. That's not foil or anything. Yeah,
Okay.
not foil or
And then
the Guru lands are the most
Guru lands,
expensive.
yeah,
Yeah, promo or foil cards. So yeah,
those
it'll
are gonna be
take
something. I
yeah it'll
remember
take
people
me a
having decks
while.
full of those. I was like, man, $30 a land, that's a lot. Now I'm sure they're like hundreds of dollars or something
Yeah,
stupid.
yeah.
I haven't looked in so long, but I just remember a guy who used to play with us. He was like, all his decks had Guru lands. I was like, he's the bling guy.
Who was that?
Now I'm like, you. It was a long time ago
Oh,
when I
okay.
played at a shop in Westport. His name was B, and he would have always like his cards were all pimped out and foiled,
Oh yeah.
and he'd have like the Guru lands. Then he quit playing. I'm like, man, if he still has those cards somewhere, they're just value. And
Yeah.
he always kept his stuff nice. It always looked nice. Like,
Yeah.
oh, not like my room.
Yeah, I saw that comment and I laughed because
You should see my car.
I like it's not your room is not messy. It's just like there's some stuff laid on the couch. But yeah,
Yeah, no, I'm just
it's
trolling. I'm just reverse trolling.
it's comments, so I don't care.
No, I'm glad. I'll fight back. I don't care. What up?
Well, you can go respond to the
Hit
comment
me
on
with
that
your best
video. So.
shot. Hit me with your best shot. Yeah, I'll take it.
Oh yeah, this weekend my son's coming over to. We're gonna build some commander decks. So he's got
Oh,
a couple decks he wants to take apart that he hasn't played with, and we're gonna build some new ones. So he wants to build Crick is one of them, and he's a my son is
power
a
gamer.
yeah. He wants to. He's like trying to get into CEDH and stuff. He wants to build a CEDH deck and stuff like that. So I'm just like, okay, whatever. That's
Well,
not
you
for
raised him by abusing him with Eldrazi. I mean,
I did, yeah.
expected. Raise him wrong, you know.
So, but yeah, so we're gonna do that this weekend, and get some new decks built, and I'll probably I'm looking at updating some of my decks because they're my Gov deck that I've played with since day one it came out. I've been upgrading it this for a
Oh
while,
wow.
and I haven't probably in like a year, so I need to go through it. It's it's got the foils, the secret layer cards. It's it's one that I've kept shiny and stuff. So I'll update that
I've
and
got so many decks in the. Actually, right now I have a bunch of deck ideas. I just need to sit down and build them.
yeah,
Got a loot. I think I've told you about. I got
that's one I
Nikia
want to
of the
build
Old
too.
Ways.
Yeah,
Yeah, loot. Nikia of the Old Ways. I think I wanted to put switch lumber out for my mono green. I felt like I had two other ideas, but yeah, I want to just build a bunch of decks
yeah,
suddenly. So I'm happy. I mean, once I start putting them together and start stomping people or getting stomped, I'll share the stories.
yeah. My wife
It's
wants
been a
to,
minute. I'm
like I said,
getting
she
the
wants to
rust.
build Tom Bombadil, so we'll probably build that too. She's putting together a list right now as we're recording this. So
Yeah,
yeah,
we need to do a stream where we build decks or something. That'd be fun.
yeah. We'll have to come over and play sometime too.
Yeah, we
Have
haven't
you
done
over
that.
and play? Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that'd be
we
great. I'm down.
normally when I have my kids over, we play. It's when a new set comes out, and we'll crack packs and build decks and stuff. Because I believe in playing with your packs. I don't believe in cracking packs except collectors boosters. So I've got tons of packs sitting around here, cause just waiting to play with. And but
Sweet.
this last time they came over, we just sat down and I was like, let's just play Commander. And they were just like, oh, I want to open new cards, and I was like, just sit down and let's play Commander. And we played two games. It was and they're like, that was a lot of fun. So yeah, we had a lot of
Okay,
fun doing
good.
that. So
Good.
yeah, yeah. So
Good.
sometimes it's nice to just do that. So
Yeah.
all right,
Change it
well,
up. Change it up.
let's get out of here. Don't forget to like, shower, and subscribe, and we will see you guys next time.